Hi Geminis, how are you? Welcome to your monthly X spread. I post these once a month. Thank you for your likes and your shares and your subscribes. Let's get started with your X spread. What's going on with Taurus's X? I mean, not Taurus's. I just did Taurus. I'm sorry. What's going on with Gemini's X? Does Gemini's X miss Gemini? Do they think about them? Do they miss them? And if you want to order this spread, I have this particular reading available on my website. And obviously when you order it, we go into a lot more detail. We spend a lot more time. It's about a 25-minute reading, so you can ask specific questions. We pull a lot of clarifiers, so we spend a lot of time on it. So that's available. Okay, at the bottom of the deck. So first of all, we ask 4 questions. Do they miss you? Do they think about you? Do they have regrets about how the relationship ended, or are they holding themselves accountable somewhat for the breakup? Third, will there be future communication between you two? And then fourth, is there any hope or promise for any sort of reconciliation? All right, and then we do some advice and guidance. Okay, do they think about you? Do they miss you, Taurus? Yeah. They miss you a lot, okay? They thought you were the love of their life. They saw a beautiful future with you. And then either they became apathetic, you could be dealing with a water sign or an earth sign. Either they became apathetic or they felt that you did. And I'm leaning more towards the fact that they felt that you did. Because the Strength card in reverse is a card of someone that is lacking in confidence and lacking in self-esteem. Despite what their ego displays. Okay? You're smart, Gemini. You can tap into that energy. Despite what people's ego shows. Okay? What they say, how they act. You can really clearly tell when someone has extreme lack of confidence and low self-esteem. Okay, you can tell how they talk to people, how they let people come into their lives or not, right? How they welcome your friends, your family or not, right? Those are huge indicators if they have something below the surface going on. This is saying that there could be sexual issues here. And the reason why I say that is because the Strength card has the woman holding the lion usually. And that card means obviously confidence and ability to trust. But even more so, it's about taming your inner demon and having the ability to keep it and sit with it and be with it and welcome it at times, but having the ability to control it. This is somebody that cannot control it. So they may say things or lash out or ignore you or give you silent treatment and then use sex as a mechanism for communication, right? Or something along those lines. Now, you also have to look at somebody's Pluto and Mars placement in conjunction. Look at the synastry in your chart, because if someone has Pluto in the 3rd or 8th house of their natal chart, or Mars, like Mars in Aquarius, or Mars in, even Mars in Leo, or Mars in, like Mars in Aries, like, be careful, right? Those are like sexually deviant places. Those are overly attached places. Those are stalkerish placements. And sex can very easily become a form of communication and status quo, more so than quote unquote it should be. So you have to understand a lot of times those people, and not everybody, okay? Obviously not everybody, but you have to understand someone's chart. Because a lot of times people with Pluto in the 3rd house, or even Mars in Aquarius, or in the 8th house, or like if Mars is in Aquarius in the 7th house, things like that will be heavy indicators of childhood abuse, sexual abuse. And so it's of no surprise that if and when they have that in their chart, they could be having a huge issue with this, and it impacts their self-esteem and their confidence at the same time, but they kind of overcompensate in their showing their inner demon. Okay, that's what I'm talking about here. So they may have felt that back to the question, they may have felt that you were becoming apathetic because of something that they did or that they are, right? They feel weird about it. So there is this card of karma here turning in your favor. So I think either you're figuring this out or figuring out a way to work with them. And the reason why I say that is because we have the Queen of Pentacles. So yes, you could be dealing with an earth sign, obviously. Okay. You could be dealing with another air sign, obviously. But you could also be dealing with someone that's a little bit of a player. And again, back to this card and the Pluto placements and the Mars placements, okay? Back to this card. This could be somebody that has a very hard time keeping it in their pants. And they lie and they cheat and it's so obvious and you know, but you can't catch them, right? So the reason why I'm saying you may be deciding to work this out with them, Geminis, is because this Queen of Pentacles is a very, very down-to-earth, generous, understanding, easy temperament, calm, collected person. And so if you're going to work with them and if they're going to come back to you and try to talk about this, you have to realize that they can't deal with your emotionless. Like there needs to be a warming up of your receiving of this information. Does that make sense? You have to figure out how to receive this information in a way that will, one, make them feel like this again, and make them feel confident and self-assured that if they're disclosing something to you or you guys are having this big talk, whatever, it's like they're really trying to turn this into something good and to something healthy and to something open that they can feel safe with you. So you have to really understand that. Okay. Now I could be talking to one Gemini with all of that stuff, but if I am, okay, I'm glad you heard it. Okay, let's go to the next question. Do they hold themselves accountable for anything in the breakup? Like, are there regrets about the breakup and how it happened? Are there regrets about the current status of the relationship with you? Does Gemini's ex have any regrets about the breakup? This is the section where egos always flare. Oh, okay. All right, Geminis. Yeah, they have regrets and they're actually trying to resolve them within themselves so they can resolve them with you, it looks like. Again, emotional security, financial stability. This is long-term foundational, like generational happiness. Confusion, because it was so good, it was so promising. Keep in mind, Geminis, you could be dealing with a very narcissistic, psychopathic personality that shows you this side, but then like sells you on this, but then what you actually get is this and this. So be very careful. I think we tend to romanticize love, romanticize people's words in an effort to turn our love life into a Hollywood rom-com. But you have to realize that if you are dealing with particular Mars placements and Pluto placements, like they could have psychological issues. And the Strength card reverse is becoming more and more important in my readings as I look at situations a lot more deeper. Because if they have very impactful psychological, emotional wounds that go back to their childhood, okay, this is what they sell you. This is what they show you. This is what they say. This is how they act. But I'm saying that very lightly and quickly. It could be. But however, if it's not, okay, there really could have been a lot of promise here. There's a lot of confusion about it. They want justice. Like they want the evening out. They want the closure. They want the final discussion or the discussion that will allow you guys to what? Come back together, because yes, they definitely have regrets. Things were left out in the cold. Things were left unsaid. Okay, they feel like there's a new beginning. There could have been a pregnancy, confusion. So they're actually coming back in a way or thinking about it thinking like, I need to make this a more healthy situation. I need to let go of my attachments on some level, or attachments to them, or they need to let go of their attachments to me. So yes, they're definitely thinking about you. And yes, they definitely are kind of analyzing and reassessing the relationship, which obviously we know anyway, right? Because we are in Mercury retrograde. It's like everybody's doing it. I'm not even going to talk about Mercury retrograde anymore because everybody's talking about it. We all know. Okay. Next question. Is there going to be any future communication? Is Gemini's ex going to be coming towards them in the future? Is Gemini's ex going to be coming towards them in the future in any sort of way? Is there going to be future communication? See, that's what I was afraid of, Geminis. You've got to be careful. Okay. Two things. This could be indicate third-party relationship, but this could also be leveling up. And there could be a baby on the way. Like you could be moving in together. You could be getting another job. Something like there could be a major leveling up or a third-party relationship. But the reason why I say or third-party relationship is because we have the moon here. This is lies, deceit, cheating, manipulation, hidden information that stays hidden. The moon usually eliminates the secrets, illuminates the secrets. They come to light. We see them. We see them for who they are. We see their lies for what they are, etc., etc. But this is still being covered up when the moon is reversed. They are watching you, or you are watching them. So this is not healthy. This is this. And then acting like they don't care to buffer their ego. Not healthy. They're actually blaming... Okay, lovers are reversed. One, that's your card. 1, 2, you know that. Secondly, they're actually... Like, they're thinking that you don't love them, but they're trying to show you that they don't love you, or they're thinking that you were wrong in your assessment of them. All manipulative, all incorrect. Now, frankly, you could be doing this to them, but because these energies can be vice versa, but the way I do these readings, I really try to structure it in terms of how the ex is doing. So... this is a very interesting card because we all know this is a head or heart decision, trying to weigh options, figuring out what's the best so everyone can have a win-win, okay? In emotions and finances and stability and wishful, whimsical, romantic notions. We know this. However, when this is reversed, emotion could be taken out of it or it could be taken over. Cold-heartedness could be taken over, okay? Emotions may be removed. So this is very interesting because either they're trying to show you this or they think that you're doing this on purpose to get back at them. Does that make sense? So they're not taking this seriously or believing you or also validating your feelings, another manipulative tactic. Okay. However, this is very interesting because one, you're good at playing these games if you want to. Secondly, you may have met your match here if you want to like if there is going to be future communications, it's going to be about like, well, you lied and you said this and I saw you do that. Okay, because this row is about communication. So if there is, there very well could be. It may actually resolve a lot. It actually might very well stabilize this. You or them are afraid of it, but again, we're trying to get back down to brass tacks so we can be excited about moving forward again. So you got to get past this fear and just do it, okay? Blow this shit out of the water, have this conversation. It's like called a gavel passing. Like you say everything you hate and I'll say everything I hate. Let's get it out on the table. Let's open and be honest, okay? That's exactly what I'm seeing here. And it could actually be very good for your relationship. So do it. Be honest. And hope they will too. Doesn't look like they will, but you know, they could be. Have that gavel passing. All right. Is there any potential for a reconciliation? Is there any potential for any sort of reconciliation? And you know, it's dumb because, like, yeah, there's always potential. That's kind of a dumb question because there's always potential. And when you look at probabilities and statistical analysis of this type of thing, obviously you have had an emotional exchange with them. And so the odds are greatly tipped in your favor always till the end of time, right? That there could be a potential reconciliation. So we know this, but we're asking anyway, how do they feel? Too. Is there any promise for any sort of reconciliation? Okay. First of all, yes. Second of all, slowly. Okay? Take this slowly, especially after this exchange. You've got to really be sure, okay, about the truth and honesty behind this. You've got to be very sure about this and this and this and this. You've got to be very sure. Because this could be a tactic. But it also may be very real and very healthy and very honest. But you've got to be sure. So is there hope for any sort of reconciliation? Yeah. I mean, there really could be. They don't really want to put a lot of work into it, though. You're both kind of getting over it, or at least you're getting over it. You could be dealing with the earth sign. You could be dealing with all the signs. I'm always going to say that. But, okay. This is... like... not living in the present and not understanding where the present situation stands and where they stand in the present. Like not recognizing their own power. You could be not recognizing your own power and they could not be recognizing their own power with respect to how the situation stands now. So looking at past, looking at present, looking at future, but not feeling like they have any impact on their future of the relationship, but when in fact they actually do. And here, too, the Page of Wands, like, there's not really a lot of friendly conversation. And it definitely can't go fast. It can, but it has to go slow. Okay? It's going to be hard because I'm telling you, there is a lack of transformation. That's why I'm getting this weird feeling that they're just trying to show you that they have, but it might not be real. This is somebody that's very unstable, somebody that needs to heal. Okay? So... I'm going to stop there. If you want to order a private reading, you can order a private reading. Let's talk about some advice and guidance. Advice and guidance messages for Geminis. Advice and guidance messages for Geminis. Now, again, if you order this private reading, we go in a lot more detail. I pull more cards. We get a lot of clarifiers. Advice and guidance, advice and guidance. The Hermit, Justice, the Fountain, which means, I'm going to read the Fountain. Ugh, I hate that I have to read this. I just don't ever do this card justice, and it's a very beautiful card. Let's read it real quick. 1 second. Okay. Okay, B. Just B. The fountain exists outside and beyond the cycles of birth, death, time, and form. It is the nameless, changeless source of which everything is a part. It is the waking from the dream of separateness and identity and recognition of oneself as not only connected to all things, but all things divine nature. When the fountain appears in your reading, relinquish all illusion of control and remain quiet. It invites you to observe, master less, and to just be, effortless and indistinguishable from life. You are the voice and the breath of universes. So, like, egos flare, feelings get hurt, We talk too much. We get involved in things, but it is very healthy to recognize that we literally are particles of star dust that have formed over millions and billions and trillions of years into what we think is an intellectual, spiritual, human experience. Whether you believe in God and transcendence of energy and afterlives and before lives, like it's all the same. We're here, we're there, we were there, we're going here. But it's all based off of our perceptions. And I'm getting perception and I'm getting like way too deep. Like it literally seems like I smoked a huge joint here. But what I'm trying to say is like you gotta keep perspective. And so that's why I think if there is honesty in this coming back and how they feel in this devil reversed here, if there really is honesty there, then there could also be a lot of happiness. So like don't pass those judgments and really be open and welcome to what they're trying to tell you. It will be received very well. Okay? So think and be clear. You're going to get the answers and understand this is a card of, I'm just going to call this a card of perspective, like real perspective of what's really going on. Not in this moment, not last year, not tomorrow. Like you gotta everyone's just gotta chill, right? Page of Swords, so be open. But also this is scary. This is scary, Geminis. Shit, okay? Be open, but don't be dumb. Be open, but don't be dumb. They really could be trying to pull the wool over your eyes. I'm annoyed because of this Strength card reverse. Like, this is not good. We have the Moon reverse too. Like, not good. We have apathy and boredom. This is an act. This is a control tactic. It's different when someone really doesn't care and they're like, hey, I'm sorry. This isn't working out. Like, I really care about you, but you're not for me. Like, if someone comes and tells you that, cool. Thanks. Have a nice life. Keep in touch. No hard feelings. But that is a very different and that's a very mature approach to ending a relationship or discussing an issue. But this person, no, they have extremely, they have control issues and they have extremely low self-esteem and confidence despite what they say and despite what they do. Very different. You can see right through it. Not that they would ever admit it. However, this isn't a control tactic. I'm just going to show you that I don't care. I'm in my thinking zone. I don't need to deal with you and your antics, right? I mean, that is such utter bullshit and the most immature approach possible to any sort of conflict resolution in a relationship. So be very conscientious of where this is actually coming from. Okay? And while this card can mean stalking and spying, this is more of a message to you to get all the information, all of it. All of it. Watch. Get the information before doing anything. Okay, Geminis, I love you. Bye.